What's going on, beautiful people? Welcome back to another episode of Respect the Game podcast. My name is Edward. Not follow, but well, you can follow me. But my name is Edward, named after a trill OG that be on my pops. Shout out to my mama and my grandmother for helping raise me too. Please follow at Emax Stats for all your up-to-date high school, pro, and collegiate sports coverage. We'll not disappoint. We'll keep you up to date with all that's going on in this beautiful sports world. We are at full strength. What is a podcast without your brethren?
Hey man, big brother, I ain't man tapping in, shine hard is Instagram, Twitter, all that good shit, man. Let's go.
Yo, it is the host with the most that blows the most smoke, Black Keys, the rap plug, the hip hop plug. You already know. Be sure to go check me out on Spotify, Apple Podcasts, TikTok, Instagram, really just social media in general. Google me, man. Let's go.
Good afternoon, beautiful people. Excuse me, good evening. It is I, the one and only Sudesh Xavier Miles. And I just want to say thank y'all so much for rocking with us. Thank y'all so much for supporting us and loving us. We're going to continue to do this. We're going to continue to stay dedicated, continue to stay committed. And we just wish that you live the same way. Take it away, bro.
Yo, man. Yeah, so Kyler Murray gets a new $230 million contract with the Cardinals. However, it comes with a very peculiar wording in its contract that isn't common, right? So I forget how much Kyler Murray has. He has $160 million guaranteed. So overall, it's a $230 million contract with about 105 million guaranteed at his signing bonus and 160 overall guaranteed for injury. Hoping that doesn't happen to him. However, in this contract, which again, it's very peculiar. It's never really been said he needs to do it. Somebody else, we've never seen this type of language in another player or another quarterback's contract, particularly somebody you given over $100 million guaranteed to, where it says Kyler Murray will need to study material provided to him by the club in order to prepare for the club's next upcoming game, right? And so furthermore, they kind of labeled this as he needs to do at least 4 hours of independent study for preparation of the game. Mind you, this has never been in any type of verbiage or language of quarterbacks or any other player, to my knowledge, since this has come out and been reported about Kyler Murray. Something, nothing, big deal, not a big deal for them to say to their franchise guy, hey, it is expected of you to study at least at minimum 4 hours on your own outside the facility to prepare each week for, these games that we're going out there to play.
I just think it's an instance of tell me you don't trust me without telling me you don't trust me, right? First off, I understand, right? Every club has, to some degree, probably an injury clause in there for, star players that they allocate a lot of money to. But I feel as though, you have an injury clause that significantly brings the price of the contract down from 160 guaranteed to 105, guaranteed if injury does occur. And then on top of that, you giving me homework assignments within my contract, quite literally. And if I'm Kyler, like, how do you even gauge that? You gonna send somebody to my house and make sure 4 hours every day I study film? Like, what is that? Like, am I gonna be on an ankle monitor next? Like, man, that's kind of lunacy, or that's lunacy rather, if you ask me, because I mean, you're telling them, yeah, you're a star quarterback. If you everything we hope you be, 230. You get hurt, you don't study, worse than the worst, we cutting that more than in half, 105. Significant difference. Significant difference.
Before somebody adds on to what Sean Hart Izzo said, here in a report from CBSSports.com, Murray will not get credit for completing his independent study if he is not personally studying or watching the material while it is being played on his device, or if he is doing something else that may distract him from studying the material. So just that quick excerpt by itself, to me, that just came across as if like the organization is going to give him some type of iPad or whatever, a Microsoft Office monitor, and from that they're going to be able to determine like how many clips have you watched, similar to if you're doing an online course and you're able to like keep up with the progress. It seems that's what it sounds like just off that quick excerpt that I read. However, I'm not sure how they're going to go about keeping Kyler Murray honest and truly being able to depict whether or not he is putting in at least 4 hours a week of independent study in preparation for each game. And he has to do this all the way through the playoffs.
Man, I think this comes from, at the end of the day, I think it comes from just past experiences from, I think it's a bad observation, but it comes from past experiences from multi-talented quarterbacks. You know, you have quarterbacks that are that talented, they tend to go to their head and they feel like, I think the organization feels like they get distracted from the goal. And they're trying to find a way to keep them motivated. Not even motivated, but keep them just, you know, their eyes directed on the goal. Do I agree with it? No, but I mean, Michael Vick, Cam Newton, just say a few names, you know, so it's a few more. But these players are very talented, but yet they let their egos get to their heads where they didn't study the film as much as they should have. Michael Vick is on film saying that he didn't really study the film as much as he should have, you know?
That's disrespectful to Cam.
No, but just
it's not at all.
Come on, man.
Yeah, Cam is on record for studying film, but I'm
sorry. The thing about it is,
we've had this argument.
It's mostly a talent thing. It's just mostly a talent thing that they're seeing. Like, okay, when you're this great and you're this multi-talented, outside being just a regular throwing quarterback, we feel like, you know, for some reason, it's a trend of players not wanting to
go with
what we think is the best way to win. They want to just freestyle everything. You know what I'm saying? So don't be surprised if Lamar gets that somewhere in his contract too.
Those are my exact thoughts. Like, I disagree. I personally feel like it's okay. I feel like they're well within their right. If they are paying you this money to do a job, and these are the requirements to do a job, what we do in the day-to-day is whatever new things our job brings up to us, if we want to keep that job, we want to keep feeding our kids, we're going to do exactly what that job has us to do. And so with him being paid the lump sum of money, yeah, you got talent right now, and yeah, you can evade, and we giving you the luxury of a DeAndre Hopkins to throw the ball up and he going to catch it over 3 people. We still want to make sure that we honor our investment and protect our investment by making sure that you are doing your due diligence as well. What we have seen in your campaign thus far is you allow your talents to, you know what I'm saying, you know, maybe you look at that more than you actually need to be studying. And so I feel like they're well within their right. I feel like either decide that's not what you want to do and don't take the money, or, you know what I'm saying, that's not a lot for them to ask you to do that, to prepare. And if you feel like it is, then that's cool. Let that organization know that so they can do their due diligence as well. It's just simple. We go through it every day. It's either you say, hey, y'all bringing up some new ish that I don't like at the job, and y'all finna leave the job, or y'all find a way to work around it. And if you are professional, you're going to do such. And so I love it because it stops the one-trick pony quarterbacks from coming in and fooling these teams with their talent and not having the dedication and the commitment to sit down and study your craft and do what you need to do the job that they are paying you to do, which is win a championship. What they're asking you to do is conducive to being a winner. If that's a problem for you, don't take the money and allow that organization to figure it out. It's simple. It's business. It's not personal. It's never personal.
So I would like to, I know Darnell, when he was giving his take, you mentioned the quarterbacks that you had mentioned. And I know Shahar Izzo, you said that, I don't know if you was responding specifically to the Kyler Murray situation or to Darnell's take when you were saying, hey, it has a bit of a racial undertone to it. And when y'all say talent, right, I feel like as it relates to the black quarterback in the NFL, that guy is looked at as talented as opposed to, oh, he's a great quarterback, or he's a very skilled, he's a very great thrower of the football. And because it's this type of talent stigma thrown on him, he's just going out there playing. He's not studying film. He just figures it out. He's just a gamer, you know what I'm saying, to that degree. But I don't think just because a guy is a gamer, just because he's talented and he doesn't look like your prototypical quarterback, I don't think that should negate the fact or suggest that he's not studying film. You know what I'm saying?
It shouldn't. It shouldn't at all. It shouldn't at all. Your game should show that you are more than just your talent. You have the talent and you work hard. That's what we'll want to see, and we'll only be able to see that through your production. If year after year you keep getting eliminated because all you can do is run around the field and you can't really dice up a defense.
So, okay. So to that, right? You have other teams in the NFL. Who they don't even get to continuously get knocked out in the first round, right? They got a quarterback for 3 or 4 years. He trash, and they barely getting 5 wins. It could be a white quarterback in a lot of cases, right?
Right.
We've never seen them get a contract that say, hey, we need to make sure this guy is studying at least 4 hours a week for the sake of our team, so we can not only get 5, we could try to get 7 wins, or we can ensure that he's doing everything he needs to do to put himself in the best position or lead our team.
Well, that's simple. Kyler Murray doesn't suck. You said that this person that we're talking about, he sucks, and it's not in his closet. No, we know you good, and we finna pay you a lump sum. We need to make sure that you are going to study along with you being just as good as you have been.
It's a combination of talent with following instruction. Like I said, it's something that these owners are starting to look at, like, yo, your talent and your ability to do everything, be this special quarterback, is starting to overshadow our game plan. And we feel like that's stopping you from winning everything. And it's, to me, I disagree. That's just
in a sense I agree that they don't trust you. But if it's a protocol that's being implemented, and this is just something that the organization is going to do, are you going to take the job or aren't you? You know what I'm saying? And if that is a reason why you're not going to, if you're really going to be like, oh, boo-hoo, then okay. Okay.
105. Go ahead,
Izzo. I just want to know if we done with the politically correct takes, because that's not the reason why. And the reason I said maybe a small bit of racial undertone, I think it has everything to do with who Kyler Murray is off the field. Here's what I mean by that. Kyler Murray is a part of one of the biggest e-gaming groups on the planet called FaZe Clan. He spends a lot of time on the game and actually gets paid from streaming and gaming on Twitch. Like, he gets paid a lot of money for that. T. Grizzly just recently did an interview where he was basically saying how he owned his own server within Grand Theft Auto, and he's making like over $200,000 a month, and put some of his homies on to where they game for a living, and they making close to $20,000 a month gaming every day. But I think that's why they put that study clause in there, because he technically has another occupation that does pay a substantial amount of money due to endorsements and advertising. And I do think they want to protect their investment due to that, because you're a kid. He's a true millennial, right? He's a Generation Z. He's a Zer. Like he's young, bro. So like they want to make sure, like, hey, bro, we giving you damn near $250 million. Like, hey, we need you to. I need 4 hours, and I need it in the contract in writing.
Kyler Murray, 24 years old, be 25 in August.
Yeah. In a sense, I agree that they don't trust
you. When he born in August?
7.
A good nigga, man.
But it also falls to the effect of athletes when they do like you said, Sean Hart, when they do outside activities, it tends to just, how do you say it, weigh their actual production. So yeah, I totally agree.
Okay, so I respect both sides. I respect if you want to really be an e-gamer and football is kind of like you really tired of going and getting beat up on every Sunday, and then you want to go into that, that's fine. That can be respected. But if you are trying to have your name up there with the greats that have played this game, again, you know what I'm saying? Anything keeping you from that goal, you know what I'm saying? That's not to be respected.
Man, I never knock another man hustle, especially if you making a substantial amount of money from that. I am not one to tell somebody, hey man, the NFL really wants you to just put all your eggs in one basket and do, man. You don't owe that to the NFL. You got a life outside of football. They just gonna have to deal with it, which is how they're choosing to deal with it through legalities of, hey, we know you e-game, we know you're a professional game, we know you're part of, professional group. And also FaZe Clan, LeBron James' son, Bronny, is also a part of that as well. Just to get some backdrop on that. But they're huge, man. They pretty much on all the major games or whatever. But hey, man, it's the new age.
It's a new world. Yeah.
You can't tell a man what he can and cannot do outside the field if he ain't breaking the law.
Right on, definitely, yeah, man. Yeah, kids are literally getting full ride scholarships to high stouted institutions for e-gaming. So, yeah, man. Moving on, some people may try to poke fun at it for, that's just how the internet is. Young man don't know his name. Obviously hope for over time healing for his family and his loss. Dude makes a message on his IG live out to his ops. Says, yo, y'all know where to come find me. I ain't hiding. Pull up. It is what it is. It's up.
I sleep peaceful at night. Y'all know where I live.
Yeah. And shortly after that, the invitation that he gave for whoever got a problem with him to pull up was accepted, and that man was shortly thereafter killed. What is there to be learned from this lesson, from this situation?
Keeping it real goes wrong, man.
Hey man,
keeping it real goes wrong. These are things that are said in the hood all the time, and they kind of,
Well, being a gangster on the net goes wrong.
Horribly wrong. I think about the Dave Chappelle skit, like you just said, Darnell, when keeping it real goes wrong.
Come on, man. Gangster and internet.
Because these are things that the black community do all the time.
Yeah, thank you, Darnell. The only thing for me that is to be learned from this is that we got to find a way to stop killing each other. We got to stop. We got to find I know it ain't going to never stop. I know me saying nothing probably ain't going to slow it down, but I'd be remiss if I didn't say nothing at all. So that's just where I'm at with it, bro. Anybody dying, anybody getting killed, like this new world order that we're living in, bro, is just like, this shit is sad. It's like we getting numb to it at this point. Like at this point, we're actually getting around to poking fun about it. Not saying y'all poking fun. That's not what I'm saying. But what I'm saying is, like, bro, it's like a doorbell ringing at this point. But that's all I got.
I think the bigger lesson in it is just like, man, life and death lie in the power of the tongue, man. You create your own. You create your reality, man. Your words have power. So he literally invited death to his front door. He just didn't think death was gonna actually answer, but he not. And I mean, I'm not even being funny. Like, you quite literally not.
Yeah.
And make somebody answer you, like, for real.
Yeah, I mean,
like, hey man, watch what you say. Some people ain't playing.
Like you say, life and death in the power of the tongue. You think about Snoop Dogg and his song "Murder Was the Case That They Gave Me" long before he was on trial for murder. So be careful what you say. Alrighty, man. So legend, Hall of Famer, first ballot Hall of Famer. Give him his gold jacket today if he retired today. 434 yards last season, 31 receptions, and a touchdown. He was one touchdown away. He only had one more touchdown in the NFL than we all had combined last NFL season. Who am I talking about, ladies and gentlemen? That would be.
Look, we had throwing him the ball, man. Free Julio. He's free.
We were talking about none other than Julio Jones. And Julio Jones is going to a place where all wide receivers wish that they could go.
Yes, sir.
He's going to wide receiver land. That's
exactly where he's going.
He's going to wide receiver land where you get to have the ball thrown to you by a GOAT. Ladies and gentlemen, we see what Tom Brady did. Bro, Dixon Starman, I gotta get the sound system. That was great, cute as a the GOAT. Yo, now we seen what Tom did. Record-breaking season, 50 touchdowns. When he had Randy Moss, who at that particular time, y'all correct me if I'm wrong, people was just like, Randy Moss, I guess, we ain't really seen him, be Moss like that, but if you want to, you know what I'm saying?
Moss got the goddamn peak Moss, superhuman strength, super God mode.
Right. When he got to wide receiver land. And so, yeah, man, so you don't have AB anymore. You still got Mike Evans, Chris Godwin. Now they add Julio Jones, Tom Brady coming back for another year. Yeah, I know Darnell said he don't agree with it, but Sean Hart, Dacious, I'm assuming y'all like this move. I don't know. I'm assuming right now. But if y'all like this move, why and what do y'all expect from Don Julio?
Wow. Y'all here take it, Sean Hart.
Nah, I was just going to say, man, hey, I know Julio is not the same athlete that he once was, 6 to 7 years ago when he was, prime in the, top of his career. But, my God, Ryan Tannehill, and I know you're going to say, what about A.J. Brown? This and that. Brother, I could throw to A.J. Brown, telling you, like, 50-50 jump ball, and man, come on. Man just got $100 million from Philadelphia. And he didn't have to study no tape for 4 hours a week to do it. Message, anyway. But, I'll let that go over your head. But, man, we acting like, this dude is not – come on, man. What like – was even my phone didn't like that. Like, he had to, do the little dramatic fall. Like, just at some point, we got to stop, man. At some point, we just, enough has got to be enough. We got to be, respectful and mindful of this man, of who he is. And we have to know his best quarterback was Matt Ryan. And you're going to be like, oh, well, yeah, Matt Ryan won the MVP. Kyle Shanahan was there. He was in the groove. Like, it had a lot of good things going. You know what I mean? Matt Ryan ain't been Matt Ryan since they was like, oh, I won the MVP. He got that big contract and paid, like, total crap ever since, literally. But, Julio Jones going with Tom Brady, who is, ironically, he's an old geezer too. But, the production is still there. We'll see a different Julio Jones this year. I bet $100 it'll be more than 400 yards. Guaranteed.
So, I'm trying to think. The Rams couldn't go up against the Buccaneers. They can only go up against the Buccaneers in the divisional round. Okay, yeah. Okay, thank you for that. So I'm not gonna call Super Bowl yet. I'm not gonna call that yet. But when I saw it, I'm like, oh, most certainly this nigga, like, nah, I'm really finna give one more year, and I need everything to try to get there and get that one more. And the acquisition of Julio Jones, like, that might be a step in the right direction of that, because like you said, it's receiver land, and bro, you already
him
got
as your third best receiver, Chris Godwin,
right.
Mike Evans,
Yeah,
Julio.
you already got them, and so with that pickup, and then the defense is still intact with the Buccaneers. That
and they getting
not even
healthy.
talking
They
about
actually
Tom
gonna
Brady
be
yet.
healthy. They were
So
not healthy.
no,
actually.
I don't want. I want to real bad call Super Bowl, but and it's really off of Tom Brady, them giving him weapons, and that defense still being intact. But I just I'm gonna see how, like, of course we got to see the first 2 or 3 weeks. But no, I like it. I love it. I do apologize, Black Peace. I have to disagree, bro. I feel like for your boy TB12, this was a big move for them to go out there and get Julio. And I feel like Julio is in that, okay, y'all, I'm finally with TB. I finally really got the chance to go out here and dog and give me one. Nah. I'm sorry. But you still got Kansas City and you still got Buffalo. So
what they would say, oh yeah. Looking for that video.
Oh yeah, Brady.
Oh yeah, Brady. Hey.
Hold on real quick before you go, Darnell.
But it do sound crispy, like he finna do a Saturday night R&B special.
Hey,
yeah, boy,
slow jam
extra
coming
Hey,
on.
man, we going to the moon, baby. We going to the
Sound
moon.
extra
You hear
good.
me in your speakers? You hear me in your speakers?
Hey.
All right,
Never mind.
so Randy Moss went to the Patriots 07. He was in year 10. He led let's just say going to the Patriots year 10 with Tom Brady. Led the league in receiving touchdowns, 23, and had nearly 1,500 yards receiving. So this is what Randy
Julio
Moss
finna actually score touchdowns.
this is what Randy Moss did in year 10, first year 2007 when they ended up going to the Super Bowl. Again, nearly 1,500 yards receiving, and he led the league with 23 receiving touchdowns. And then and Randy Moss met with Tom Brady in his 10th year in the league, whereas Don Julio is getting ready to meet Tom Brady in his 12th year in the league. So yeah, man. Darnell, I just want to say that for the people and compare. Again, Don Julio had 434 receiving yards, 31 catches, and only 1 touchdown last season. Darnell, you don't like this on what you about to say, Dacius?
So I'm gonna ask, because it says what year Randy Moss was in, but it don't say what year Tom Brady is in. But it doesn't matter what year Tom Brady is in. Tom Brady is now still in his career, so he ain't the same Tom Brady now. So now he actually knows. He's way more precise, is what I mean. So we'll see.
You could argue that like Brady today is better than Brady in 07. You could argue.
Exactly.
The floor is yours, B. Sips the double cup. Okay.
Double cup simple.
Now look. I don't like this. Okay, I don't like it at all. So you're telling me, Mr. Don Julio, right? Who's coming from the traumatized quarterback of Matt Ryan, who has been the same since Houston, Super Bowl, losing to Tom Brady. Tried a couple years there, didn't work out. Went to Tennessee with a high-powered offense, no quarterback, 1 touchdown, under 500 yards. And then you put him with the man who played.
Did you call him a high-powered offense?
No, listen. Let me finish.
Oh God!
Listen to what I'm telling you. Let me finish. So, and then you take him to the guy who played peekaboo with retirement. 1 touchdown away from the Super Bowl. I don't like this. I freaking love this. This is one of the best moves I've probably seen
That's cute.
in a while. It's very underrated. I feel like a lot of people are gonna overlook it because they're old, but this is talented experience. No, of course not. we think I am a dummy. It's Tom Brady with an experienced receiver. We've seen this before. Tom Brady was one touchdown away from the Super Bowl without Antonio Brown, who was the X factor, who they technically needed, whether we liked it or not. He was the X factor why they didn't make it, which is very arguable. So I'm just saying, with this being in motion, they are the Super Bowl favorites, in my opinion. Oh, I didn't like it. I loved it, to be honest with you. And I said high powered based on the fact that they were number one, not reality, dog. I did to hype it up and to say that they had no quarterback. They got a bad, awesome running back, as you know, a hell of another receiver out there, but there's no quarterback out there in Tennessee.
Hey, big brother, I like to do some called reality rap. In reality, the rap is I think he gave it a little bit of gas there at the end, just a smidge. But I think with Thomas, Patrick Edward Brady, I think the sky's the limit for the kid. I think they're going to be able to utilize him efficiently now, which is mind-boggling to me how Kyle Shanahan didn't, I don't know, go Julio Jones in the red zone. Come on, post corner fade, regular fade, go, dig, really anything. Like you
Julio somewhere over there.
Like he's definitely one of them guys. So it's like that was just amazing to me. But oh no, he will get utilized in the red zone. He will take over as Gronk. They will go a lot of 3 and 4 receiver sets with Julio Jones being that third guy matching up against the slot. He will give any third corner on any team work. Mark my words, he will give them work. You come on, man. That ain't gonna be fair. I like Julio at this stage in his career against just like almost like how Larry Fitzgerald transitioned over into the slot late in his career. I can see that for Julio in Tampa Bay and Brady utilizing him to a T, man. And you still got Scotty Tuhati over there, number 10, I think in the Buccaneers, if I'm not mistaken. The man has some weapons over there, so he'll be utilized efficiently.
Also, too, I want to add last year for Julio Jones, he only played 10 games. So take that into consideration when talking about his 434 receiving yards and only 1 touchdown. He only played 10 games in a 17-game season. So I feel like that should be noted as well, full context.
But say it's noteworthy.
Well, nah, man. No, definitely, as always, man, we appreciate you beautiful people for tuning in, listening to us for yet another week. Make sure y'all stay tuned in as close as y'all can to the podcast because our 100th episode is coming up in the very near future, and we are going to do something absolutely special for it for all of our day one fans. We're gonna have a collab, have a power meeting about it as soon as we get off this podcast because we really wanted it to be something special. And though we're still starting, though we may not be on, global or super duper local or whatever the case may be, we have been consistent and we will reward ourselves for that, and we want to reward y'all for listening to us consistently, man. So like I say, stay near and dear to the podcast, keep your ear on it, because when our 100th episode comes out, we're going to have a very nice tangible item, if you will, for you guys to hold on and be able to represent the pod, So yeah, man, be on the lookout for that. Love y'all. Don't take y'all for granted. And we will see you beautiful people next week.